With today's top news story, we know air travel is on everyone's minds. Brandon Blewett is a frequent traveler and author, and he's here to help calm some nerves and share tips as we get ready for the next flight. Hello, Brandon.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here with us. You are a jet setter. You already got your bag in the green room. You're ready to go all the time.
I am.
Yes. So first, Brandon, we first want to say our hearts go out to everyone affected by the plane crash last night in Washington, D.C. What would you say to someone feeling nervous about flying today?
Well, first of all, it was a tragic event, and my heart goes out to everyone that was impacted. I think that because the news was so shocking, that should reassure people that it was shocking because it's rare.
It's so rare.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so rare that it doesn't happen. And a lot of times with air travel, I think why people get nervous is that it's out of our control. And I think that when we realize that even when we're driving, we're really not in control, even if we think we are.
Exactly.
And that there's not that many incidents should give people confidence that this is something that's rare and it's not something that's going to happen frequently.
Absolutely. And I feel like when we get on a flight nowadays, because it is so rare, it's kind of something you don't even think about.
Exactly.
Yeah, but as we can see from now, it's something that can happen, but luckily not often. Now, first, I have to ask you, what brings you to Chattanooga?
So I'm here for the Pave-X conference. Chattanooga was nice enough to host the paving conference, and I work for one of the largest private equity-backed paving roll-ups, and so we were here to look at vendors, look at new equipment, and discuss partnership opportunities with a lot of the companies that were here.
Amazing. And so we're looking at a few of your pictures. You've flown to and from airports all across the world. What did you think about flying in here?
I loved it. One of my favorite characteristics of airports is when I can get from the gate to an Uber in less than 10 minutes.
I know.
It was easy breezy. There was not a lot of taxi time. It was super easy. I loved it.
Yeah, that's one good thing about our small airport. I'm sure you've been to LAX.
I have.
It's
slightly different.
It's slightly different. So now you also have this new book. That's what we're here to talk about today. What inspired you to write this book?
So I've traveled every week for nearly 15 years for work, and I've seen passenger behaviors, speaking of things we can't control, right?
Yes,
passenger behaviors that are slightly irksome. So I focused the book on the 6 habits of highly annoying travelers. But then I realized that air travel mirrors our professional journeys, and what are irksome events at the airport or on airplanes are also things that happen in our careers. And so it was fun to draw the parallels between the two.
Amazing. And we were looking at a few of your pictures. Oh, and there's some of your video. You have been to some incredible places, by the way. What has
Points.
Yes. So beyond hilarious roasts and lessons in travel etiquette, what else can readers expect to take away from the book?
I think it's the survival aspect. It gets categorized as self-help. I am not someone that should be giving self-help advice, right? But I have experienced delays. I've experienced turbulence. And I think that being able to take those situations, learn from them, use them as building blocks to wind up in a place professionally that you find satisfying is really important. It's cathartic and it's gratifying.
Yeah, and I love how your book can just ease our minds, honestly. Yeah. And I wish we could have saw your photo was up there of someone's feet in the so it's crazy that you see that. But yes,
way too often.
That's wild. I was like, did he take that picture?
Actually, this is even worse. I saw someone once that took their shoes off. They went to the lavatory with their shoes off and came back and sat down. Fortunately, they were not sitting next to me, but yeah, that was a new level of low.
I can't believe people do that. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess we'll find out even more in your book, actually. Speaking of that, we're just out of time, but where can we go and get a copy or just follow along with you in your journey?
Perfect. You can get it on my website, brandonblewett.com. It's also on Amazon, Kobo, Barnes & Noble, and Apple Books or iBooks. You can follow me on Instagram, Brandon in the Air. Same thing with X. I'm just learning now not to call that Twitter.
Same.
Exactly. It takes a little while. And then on YouTube, it's the same handle.
All right. Well, sounds good, Brandon. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.